think that was you, Sherry. Sure, very sure.
I'm so conscious whether like this is going to work or not. Okay, I can see my face. Wait, can I see comments? Comments, comments, comments. No comments yet. Uh, what's the latency issue? What's the latency status of Paula? How's it going, Paula? How's it going, Paula? Today it's an interesting day. I was supposed to have a full schedule in the morning. I was supposed to go to Christian's place to do some content, and he's out of town because he has a holiday with his family. And then in the afternoon, I'm supposed to go downtown to do some visa administrative chores, and that got canceled. Hey, Yasin. Hello, Anne. And so I'm at home with time, able to scope or stream. And yeah, let's chat. Hey, Al, how's it going, Al? First thing I want to tell you guys is my T-shirt. This is a prototype, and it's obviously not good enough. But check out the brand. This needs to be a little bit like lower, or maybe my chest is just too big. I don't know. But this is the co-living T-shirt I have. You want to see the back? You want to see the back? This is the back. I'm gonna stand up, and you can see. I can't see the screen, but this is my T-shirt. This is the staff T-shirt for the co-living space. Wait. Okay. Can you see it now? Okay. This should be a better angle. Right. I'm gonna go closer. Go closer. Is it better? Can you see it now? How do you think? How do you think? All right. So. Yeah. So font size needs to be larger. Do you mean this? This? No. We want to keep it small. I have another design. Hold on a second. I'll get the other design. I like the T-shirt, but I prefer V-neck. Hey, Casper, how's it going? Yeah, we were looking for V-neck shirts as well, but this is just a little bit more standard. Hold on a second. So there are actually two designs. So this is the second one, and you can see the brand is obviously bigger and centered. Now the thing is, when it comes to branding, obviously this is more apparent, right? But if I have to wear this, I feel like I'm a big advertisement billboard, you know? So yeah, we decided to keep it low profile. No polo shirt, no polo shirt. So this needs to be like an inch lower. I know I'm pointing at my boobies, but sorry, app crashed. I am back. Hey, Casper. So this needs to be back, but in terms of the font size, I think it's subtle. I like things subtle, right? But this is another design. Crazy connection today. Oh, okay. This is another design. What do you like? Which one do you like better? You like this one better? So check this out. Okay, let me know if you like this one better. This is like an aerial look into the space. And then there's this one. Which one do you like better? This one? Or this one? Go for the Star Trek communication. Kevin, not everyone's Trekkie. The place is going to open in about a month, April 1st. Yes, but it's not April's Fool, so I think it will open. The end is near, Gary. Hey, Gary, how's it going? I know. So which one is the first? Which one is the other? The one with the frame. Do you like the one with the frame? Hey, Dave. This is the one with the house. Oh, with the house frame, right? So this is the frame, right? So this is the frame. This is the aerial. This is the aerial. We have a clubhouse chat. I know. I'm about to make the announcement. Aerial looks very cryptic. The other one is very clear to understand. Thank you. That's what I thought. Personally, I prefer the one with the frame, and this one is the one I'm wearing. Ah, you like the one I'm wearing? That's what I thought. But we will have two designs. Frame may be too busy. Is it too busy? I don't know. Hey, Mark, how's it going? Uh, I'm just showing off the designs of our co-working brand T-shirts for the staff. So I'm getting some advice from the viewers. The frame is nice. So this is one design. This is like an aerial look. So you see, there's like you can see people working with the presentation screen here. I don't know if you can see it, or not this one, right? And then there's the lounge. And then there's the bed, right? Ooh, super hearts. Thank you. Frame is busy. Really? Check it out again. Is it busy? Well, it's a co-living and co-working space, right? So there's stuff happening in there. I don't know. So, woohoo, more super hearts. Thank you. That's the one with frame tell your story better. Okay. So I guess there's like, I mean, I like both designs. And so, but I think it's clear enough, as far as the branding goes. This one is this one is a more subtle branding in front, and this one is centered. What about as a staff T-shirt? Do you guys prefer the logo to be centered and big like this one? Like, imagine if you're a staff, Dave, shirtless would be best. I know we're in Thailand. I know you like go-go bars. I enjoy shirtless people when they're hot, but trust me, you don't want to see me shirtless at this shape. I'm slightly out of shape these days, so I really need to get some fitness program going if I need to go shirtless. And I don't know if that's the tone of voice of my co-living, co-working brand. You like the Hulk thing going. Oh God, why not V-neck? We have very limited T-shirts option. I don't know, but I was asking my wife about this because I know shit about like fashion, right? And she said just to play it safe with a round neck. Nah, frame is better front and back, right? If it's a staff shirt, I would go with the one you're wearing, like the less subtle one. Right. For staff, keep it small and professional. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Otherwise, this is going to be like an advertisement billboard, right? So the decision I made is not to do this. The front side will always be like just a small thing here, the Hulk look. And then, oh, you mean shirtless Hulk? Is that what you're talking about? Like aerial view best. I know, like, I think this design is actually quite nice. And these days, I have to say, with platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and there's these design people that are charging like very very little money. It's very affordable, and I got so many design suggestions, and I have to say it's worth the money. This design cost me less than $100 US. I think it's worth it. Think about changing the font. The font is decided. This is the font we're using, and it's kind of like a typewriter font with a little bit of edginess. There's a story behind it because so the brand name is alt, right? Underscore, which means right here, right? Space, because we're a co-living, co-working space. So alt you know, I don't know, back in the old days, and or if you have a keyboard now, you know that Alt key, right? So alternate, and you can't just press the key alternate, nothing happens, right? Usually you have to press another key on the keyboard for the alternate function to work. So it's kind of like, the whole brand idea of this is an alternate space, which is different from the typical space, right? So it's a kind of like an open end thing. You can do a lot of things with the alternate key, and it's something similar to our space. It depends on what you're typing on the keyboard, and something different generates. So alternate space, that's the brand, and Chiang Mai is the location, right? And so this is the brand name that we've decided. Now the font itself, it's kind of like a typewriter font with some like edges on the side. And the reason why we do it, we want to bring like a little bit of human touch to it, because the keyboard is something very digital, you know, and it's something very digital and very robotic. And because we're a place that we want to build a community, and so we wanted that like old school, let's I mean, of course, we're a co-working space, we're a co-living space, so we want to attract the people in the tech industry, the remote workers, the digital nomads, people who are kind of tech savvy and living a forward-thinking lifestyle. But we also want to bring back that humanistic nature. So we use the font because it's an old school font, right? And I like it, and I like it. And so this is something designed by our architect. Thank you. More money from Habs. Thank you, Mark. Um, hey, Sarah, you like it? Good, right? So this is how the brand name came about. Now, the only problem I think about the brand name, and I don't know what you think about it, is when you have to say it out, right? The pronunciation, because it's a one-syllable word and there's a vowel in it. So people were going to say like, oh, is it ALT underscore? Is it alt? Or depending on what accent you have, the way you say alt will be different. But the brand name is alt, and you don't have to say underscore because it's alt space. So I like it, and I don't care if you like it or not. No, actually, I do care. Um, the website is going live in a couple weeks, so I really want to show you the website, and I'll do a broadcast so you can give me some feedback about the website. We're not a typical hotel, right? Because it's a co-living space. Have I shown you the photos? Has anyone not seen the photos yet? Do you guys want to see the photo of the space? Looks nice and professional. Thank you. Yes, that's also what we want to like. People think of co-living space. I don't know what kind of vision that comes in mind, but we're attracting professionals indeed. We're not targeting people who like to stay in hostels or backpackers. I have nothing against them, but that's just not our target group. So when we have to conceptualize the space, the name, the font and everything, uh, uh, this is what we came about. So there's a story in the alt brand. We spent quite some time coming up with the name, because a lot of the names we wanted to pick, they're also taken by the other brands. So the alt thing is something we decided at the end. Now I want to see if I can open. Let me see if I can do this. If I can open my presentation. Wait a second here. How do I do this? Where's my iPad? I need to get my iPad to share a screen. Hold on a sec. I'm so unprepared for this. I'll be back. I hope this cable can transfer data. Control Chiang Mai sounds more like a brand for the government. Control Chiang Mai. Why would anyone use Control Chiang Mai? We thought about other brands, but I really can't remember the other ones. Let me see if I can connect my. Uh, Let me see if I can show you some photos. How's everyone doing, by the way? We were supposed to talk about Periscope, closing down in less than 25 days. What do you feel about it? Let's talk about it too. This cable doesn't work, of course. Technical difficulties. Ah, you know. And how's everything in Casp? Oh, by the way, before I can do something else here, I do want to make an announcement about the clubhouse room that we're doing in about 2 hours. So in about 2 hours, we will have a clubhouse room. So if anyone is using Clubhouse, can you type number one? And I want to tell you about a room that we're going to discuss: the world without borders. So me, Casper, JL, I think Dave is going to be in it. Dave, can you be in it? Hey, Redamore, and yeah, we're going to talk about a world without border. Mark will be part of the clubhouse. I don't know, Mark. Do you want to join and talk about world without borders? You can pitch about HAPS as well. I'm more than happy for people to pitch about their stuff. I still have 6 invitations left. I think Mark has Clubhouse. It's just a matter of whether someone has the time or they want to be in the room. But, my name in Clubhouse is also John M. Ho, so it would be easy to find me. And unfortunately, I don't have the cable to connect my screen. So how do I do this? Apps is only for Android. It's only for iOS. You like Twitter Space? Sad to see Periscope go. I know. Yeah, Twitter Space. I have tried it once with David in Osaka, and I think David Twitter Space is also nice. It's functional wise. It's very sleek, right? I would say Space is it's more advanced than Clubhouse. But the fact is, Clubhouse being an independent platform, and this is something about independent platforms, right? JK doesn't like Clubhouse. JK doesn't like anything you tell him about. He only likes the things that he discovers himself. When he comes up with an idea, it has to be his own idea, and then he'll be like, I like this. And when you tell him something, he's always going to say, I don't like this. This is shit, right? So that's just JK. With Clubhouse or even Periscope, the fact that it's not attached to these big platforms like Facebook and Twitter and Instagram it's fresh. It's like a restart. There's no strings attached, and I can build my own community, and nobody gets a head start because everyone starts from zero, unless you're a celebrity, of course. But I think that's the. I mean, right now, if you were to do a Twitter Space with no followers, nobody would be able to discover you. But if you were to do a Clubhouse room, you can still have discovery within the algorithm, right? Obviously, you should find a few more people with some following to do it with. But I think it's easier to build a following in Clubhouse compared to in Twitter, and it's easier to be discovered. But the audio-based feature is also good and bad at the same time. Let's say if I want to present to you something, and I really want to see if I can do this. I need to start off. Hold on a second. I want to see if I can share something here. Photos. Okay. Will this work? I don't know. Let's see if will this work. Okay. Application, entire screen, Chrome tab. Yeah, this is not going to work, unfortunately. I need to share screen, right? I wasn't prepared for this. I'm trying to get off the apps, but not get. You're trying to get off the apps and not get on more. Oh, Gary, what you mean is you don't need more social media apps. I get it. New Zealand has a tsunami warning this morning from Indonesia, right? Because I saw volcanic volcano activities in Indonesia on the news yesterday. Oh crap! 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 Okay, so man, I don't have the cables to do dual screen. Where's the power bank? Is it upstairs? Anyway, I don't want to. I don't want to leave people hanging. I'm going to do a specific broadcast on the alt project, but I don't want to keep talking about it because that's not the purpose of this stream anyway. But yeah, I know I haven't been streaming as much, and I have to confess, I'm slightly uh, addicted to Clubhouse. Now, Clubhouse is great for me because I can build my Cantonese community in Clubhouse. In the English speaking space, I'm not so much interested in the rooms that are currently on my feed, or they call it the hallway. Most of them are, and this is based on what my interest is and who are the people I'm following, but I'm getting a lot of how to make a 6 7 digit income, or how to build or a crypto, or marketing TikTok and all that. Hey Randy, how's it going? Open your photo apps and then present and then select the app you want to share. um, I have, but I just don't want to mess. I just want to go talk to something else. There was a massive multi-earthquake from nearby New Zealand islands, averaged 8M. What's 8M? Hey, that's for the high award. From Randy, thank you. So, so with Clubhouse, the 2 o'clock local time, which is in 2 hours wherever you are, right, is a room that there's a few of our periscopers creating, and we're trying to see if we can have a conversation. So if you can, I would encourage you to download the app if you have an iPhone. And this is the topic that we decided to discuss uh, here. Nation without borders, right? So there's a lot of familiar faces you're going to hear from because it's only audio based. JL, Al Sensei, Luis from New Zealand, David from Osaka, Casper from Taiwan, Dr. D from LA, and there's a few people that Mark Munzo, who's that? I don't know these people. There's a couple I don't know of, but most of them are actually periscopers and they're travel scopers. So I think this would be a very good conversation. I'm going to push it out on my Twitter feed so you guys can follow. Okay, so I just pushed it out on Twitter, and I hope you guys will come in and listen. And there's going to be Q&A. You guys can also jump in as speakers. And so I really want to see whether I can also create a community in English in Clubhouse. And it would be kind of like an add-on to all the things that I'm doing, on Twitter, on Instagram, on Haps, which is, video and all that. So Sarah, if you can jump into our room later on, that would be great. But there's so many things happening this month. My co-living co-working space is going to soft launch in about 4 weeks, less than 4 weeks. Periscope is closing down. I saw China Boy, Tian Qijian. I don't know if you remember the guy, Jin versus Fat, and he's still doing his weight loss program with a lot of dedication, but I don't think his way of doing is quite is effective at all, or maybe he's just eating so much. I haven't been watching live streams these days, so you guys have to keep me posted in terms of what has been interesting in the live streaming world. But there was a HAPS marathon just a few days ago or last week, and I was in there for a brief moment. What was fascinating, because so many people were doing multi-stream at the same time, it was flooding the feed on my Periscope app. So every single people that I'm following are basically broadcasting, and I could see the thumbnail on my Periscope app. I thought that was kind of funny. Jen is freaking out. Scope is ending. He can't get HAPS to work. I told Jen more than a month ago about this. Is he still big? Yes, he's fat. Gary, it is okay. We can use the word fat. Oh, wait, you're Canadian, so of course. But no, he's ginormous and he's fat and he wants to lose weight, but he's not doing the right approach. Or at least I don't think he's doing the right approach. So I told him about HAPS, but I don't think he can download the app in China App Store. So the problem in China is that their App Store is very isolated from the ones outside of China. So there's a lot of apps that we have and we can download, in fact, cannot be found in Apple Store inside China. The same goes with Google Play Store in China. And the reason for that is because of censorship. So you can't download Clubhouse anymore. I don't know about HAPS because HAPS is a web browser that you don't need an app to run. And he has VPN. I just don't know how good his VPN is. When you plan something on Clubhouse, how do people find out beforehand? Paula, it depends, right? So for the one room that we're creating, we're going live in 2 hours. That has been scheduled. So usually you follow the people and you get a ping about these scheduled rooms. Now, and so what happens is sometimes people can just launch a room immediately, so that's spontaneous, and you have to kind of be in the app or your notifications has to be turned on in order to know that person is hosting a room. I turn off notification because there's just too many things happening. So it's just by chance that I see someone speaking in a room and I'll go in, but I'm trying to reduce the time that I'm spending with these apps as well. Same with Gary, but it's partially my job, you know. Choppy video, no synchronized chat playback. HAPS is a wreck. Phoenix Media Forge Studio. Are you MJ? It sounds like something MJ would say. Prism YouTube, the best alternative. But no ping until you go live. I think you can set notifications to be pinged. So it's interesting knowing how many problems HAPS the platform has, and yet so many Periscopers decided to use this. You know, has anyone tried a petition to save Periscope? Prince Melvin, what is the point? Yes, I call it like I see it. No, I mean, it's fine. I'm not the CEO of HAPS. I could care less. What is the criticism, really, right? I'm just a user of it. But I get to choose what I use, and I'll tell you. Thank you. Whoa, I have a Namaste award. That's a cute one. Hey, Carmi. So I'm using StreamYard. I tried using Prism, but the last time I tried it, it didn't work because I had problems connecting with my YouTube channel. And I also use HAPS. So I'm actually using different platforms to multicast depending on the situation. And I'll tell you why I'm using HAPS. The reason why I'm using HAPS is because the community is here, right? The Periscopers are here. Now, if you don't have a relationship with other Periscopers or you don't care about it, then obviously you don't need to use HAPS. But for me, the reason why I'm still staking here is because I know a lot of scopers are switching base and being here. So the community effect for me is something that I want to be part of. So I'm here because of the community. Also, I guess we have hopes that the platform can improve over time. And so if people have been watching our scopes and they're complaining about the latency issue, the choppiness or the connections. I guess it's okay, but a lot of viewers are also very forgiving, and I think eventually they just follow wherever the broadcaster goes, right? And so they panicked, nothing more. Who panicked? I wondered that why did all the scopers decided to migrate to HAPS? I think it started from a couple people just kind of telling people to jump on. I know about this. I think Chantel from Paris mentioned it a few months back before I actually hopped in, but I wasn't really paying attention to it. And then Bobby Bicker from London really was pushing it. And then I saw a mass migration of it because Randy from um, UAE uh, or Philippines, depending on where he is also pushing it. So I was like, okay, let's check this place out. And then I see the people working in HAPS engaging with the broadcasters. So I was like, wow, this is good. We can communicate. It wasn't like in Periscope, we complained and nobody on the Periscope side responded, right? So there's that, oh, we're being paid attention to. There's that feeling, you know? And we have seen an improvement when broadcasting on HAPS. So, you know, if Periscope users can cough up many to buy Periscope and save Periscope, it's not buying it up. It's like, why do I need to buy something I cannot make money and spend more effort to just maintain it? And it's and Twitter is not going to let you have it. Twitter is going to keep the technology, keep the database, and use it within Twitter. So it's not a possibility. It's a great. I mean, I think it's novel. It's noble to have that idea, but it's not practical. Prism doesn't work with HAPS because there is no RTPM. Lots of people follow Penguin 6 and Chantel TV. For sure, for sure. HAPS is getting better, right? I wonder where. From Saudi, sorry, from Saudi, not UAE, my bad. Have you already an idea of your last Periscope? No, I haven't thought about it yet. I'm so busy just doing stuff. But I mean, people in Periscope can still see me now, so I guess I'll just be using Habs to do my last stream, and I'm not attached to Periscope at all. The platform is just a platform. The only thing I care about is the viewers. Whether they know that we're jumping ship, and whether they decided that they want to watch us from Twitter, from YouTube, or either from Habs, right? So it's up to the viewers themselves. I can't. I can only say so much. People took my head off for using broadcast. No one was forgiving then. Their main complaint: no chat playback, just like Habs. They were taking your head off. I don't know about broadcast. I heard about it, but what's happening to broadcast, by the way? Be right back. Okay, how does Penguin 6 and all the big Periscope users feel about Habs, or feel about Periscope closing down? I'm here because the community is here. Communication is good with Habs team, and they continue to better the timely man. Yes, right. So I think this is a very interesting phenomenon, right? The users decide which platform to go to, not because of the quality of the platform. Quality meaning the interface, the bugs, or the smoothness of the stream. There's a humanistic nature here. The community moved here, so people decided to come here. The team of Habs were very engaging with the broadcasters, so they decided to stay here. So the feeling of being paid attention to be heard, I think that's something that not many apps or these companies have even thought of using. But it's just a big coincidence, because I don't think Habs intended to get the periscopers on board in the first place. It was just by It's not by design, you know. Big Periscopers. I'm so Periscope. Well, I think we all kind of feel or could tell that Periscope is going to shut down eventually. I'm surprised how it hasn't been shut down already because we had predictions of Periscope shutting down the moment Twitter announced that Twitter will have Twitter Live, right? So it's a redundant function within the company. Why have Twitter Live and Periscope at the same time when it's the same technology but it's a different product? Like, what is the purpose? And I think Jack Dorsey or Kayvon mentioned that Periscope, was a good experiment to see what works and what didn't work before migrating or merging with Twitter. So I think that was the whole purpose of Periscope. They spent so much money on it, you know, and it's a shame because there was so much potential for Periscope, the app itself, to grow, and they just missed out. I think they missed out big time.
I need to change it more here. The internet I can't do Zoom over there. You would move all my stuff.
Oh, okay. You added me on Clubhouse. Awesome. I'll follow you back on Clubhouse, Sarah, so I can see you in my room. So, guys, my handle in Clubhouse is John M. Ho. You can easily find me because my face is there, right? So, if you want to jump in about 1 hour and 40 minutes, we will be hosting a room. And Randy, do you have Clubhouse? Because I think it would be interesting for you to chime into our conversation. And if you do, I want to invite you to the room to discuss on the topic of a world without national borders. When exactly is the shutdown? The end of March, March 31st. Is HAPS a popular live streaming app? Just wondering. Not outside of the Periscope community. I don't believe so. But they're also not advertising it yet because I had a conversation with the team and I think they want to fix things. They want to improve it to a point that it's actually ready for mass adoption. So right now, it's actually very, very cult-like. Like everyone here is basically from Periscope. Most of us here, at least. Why can't another company buy Periscope? Because Twitter is not selling Periscope. The Twitter like button is now there when you create a tweet. Thank you, Randy. Yes. But the thing is, I don't want to use Twitter Live, right? I don't belong to the Twitter community. I belong to HAPS, as far as I see it. So I don't have that loyalty to Twitter, the platform. Once Twitter goes online, HAPS will be a ghost town. I don't think so. Viewing this stream from Twitter Live, some same interface than Periscope. Yes, it is very similar. I added you and everyone in the group on Clubhouse. Awesome, Randy. I don't know if I can see you adding me. And what is your handle in Clubhouse? Let me see if I can just find you and add you, Andy Horton. Oh, I see your face. Andy is also in Clubhouse, so please follow him. I followed you already, and that would be cool if you can join. Twitter Live uses Periscope technology. Yes, it will be online for a long time. HAPS is still in beta. Yes, it is. Oh, it's overs. As an embedded Twitter Live will support chat now, right? So Twitter Live is good. There are times when I feel like I want to have a instantaneous conversation with viewers, and there has been times with that. And I just want to do it on Twitter. I will use Twitter Live, right? I'm not saying I will never use it, but HAPS is the community. Everyone is here, so I like that. You know what I'm saying? Oracle brought back TikTok. Why can't another big tech company buy it? That's a good question. Prince. I don't know. Right. Just JT here. Hey, JT. Right. So my wife needs to be using the room because she needs to work. Let's move.
I have no idea. I have no problem with you speaking.
Oh, okay.
You can always block out noise.
She can block out noise. Wow. Yeah. So Paula is right. Just send you Periscope super hearts. I still have some. Don't send me Periscope super hearts. I can't cash it out. They won't let me cash it out. I am also a beta tester. Beta tester. Yes, I know, Randy, and I only did it once on Twitter Space. Maybe there's an opportunity to do something within the Twitter ecosystem and using Twitter Space on top of Clubhouse. But for me, the reason why I'm addicted to Clubhouse is because of the Cantonese community. People in Hong Kong do not use Twitter. Most people are not active on Twitter. Hey, Anaheim, how's it going? Is Disney still open? I'm curious about that. Or is Disneyland in Anaheim shut down? But I've been able to gain an audience by actively hosting rooms and speaking in different rooms in the Cantonese space within Clubhouse. And it's been so hard to tap into the Hong Kong people community, whether it is Facebook or YouTube or any live streaming platforms, right? So for me, when I realized that it was trending, the app was trending in Hong Kong, I hopped onto it and I really, really, really wanted to connect with people, all kinds of people, right? Entrepreneurs, the media guys, the digital marketers, just regular folks, younger people, right? Because young people don't use Facebook these days, even in Hong Kong. And so when I want to expand my circle of influence, Clubhouse offered me the opportunity to connect with these people in Hong Kong. So I was like, wow, this is great. You know, almost no Chinese speakers use Twitter; they use Facebook. Yes, yes. And the only Asian country that is big on Twitter is perhaps Japan, and that's a very weird thing. I think Japan has higher activity on Twitter than on Facebook. But that was news 3, 4 years ago. I don't know about now these days. Disney Anaheim is still shut down. Wow, that means a lot of people are out of jobs. I'm going to join and speak Mandarin. You should, MJ. I'm telling you, like there are rooms in Mandarin, and there are a lot of Taiwanese people using Clubhouse on a daily basis, and their conversations are from very cheeky to quite sophisticated. So I don't know. Maybe there's a space for Casper, for MJ, for people who are living in Taiwan, and there's also a group of Taiwanese Americans or American Taiwanese who have been hosting rooms to discuss things in Taiwan. I actually invited one to Casper. Unfortunately, it was too like identity politics stuff related. Disneyland is closed. Yeah. So, but Clubhouse is iOS only. Casper is funny. Um, I know there are people who have bought an iPhone because of Clubhouse because it's only iOS for now, and so I think I kind of like put in this idea in Casper to make him in this state of FOMO. And Casper actually went out and bought an iPhone because of Clubhouse. MJ, I don't like the fact that a lot of apps are created on iOS first before they would launch on the Android platform. But I think that's just what the trend is these days. It's just easier for programmers to do it because it's a unified system, And I think when people have limited resources, like I don't know, I mean, I guess there are programmers or app developers that would start off from Android first, but unfortunately, it seems like even Twitter Spaces is also only available for iOS users these days. Yeah. So Casper had FOMO, and but this is the thing though. There's always this thing between Android users and iOS, right? But there's no harm having both. Like I think a lot of times these days, it's actually beneficial to have two phones. I thought about having an iPhone and getting a Google Pixel phone because I don't want to be stuck in the iOS ecosystem. But when they launched the newest Google Pixel, it was actually not a good deal. So I was kind of disappointed, and there was no other Android phone that I'm interested in buying except the Google Pixel. But the newest Google Pixel was not good enough, in my perspective, to invest in money. So I think I'm going to hold on to it. But yes, I do want a second phone, and if I have a second phone, I want it to be an Android phone. You know, it's an easier OS, right? Right. I have iOS for most apps and Android for my Twitch needs. Okay, interesting. Prism devs are Android experts, right? I wish I could install dual boot, right? Wait, then get it. Yeah, so Jay Z Man, right? So I'm hoping one day Google Pixel will have a new phone that I'm happy with. Because let's say if I want an Android phone, I want it to be with a lot of battery life. I want it to have a good camera, and I want it to be like not a Samsung phone. There's some reason, but I just don't like Samsung. It looks nice, but it's never practical. I like things that are practical, right? And the weird thing is with different Android phones, you have a different OS design, and so the experience can be drastically different depending on what kind of Android phone you use, and that's weird. Like I get an iPhone, I know exactly what it's like. It doesn't matter because the iOS is always going to be the same. Um, I reached a million view mark on Haps last week. Congratulations, Randy. That's a big achievement. I see a lot of collaboration on Haps. Have you tried that on Haps? Casper, there's a marathon. There's a Haps marathon the community did last week, and I joined part of it, and I showed my baby. I showed my baby. So there was a baby on the Haps platform. Xiaomi. Xiaomi is a terrible phone. Xiaomi is a terrible phone. I'm sorry. Like for an iOS user to use an Xiaomi phone, it's like driving a Mercedes. No, not a Mercedes Benz. I don't even like Mercedes. It's like driving a BMW, and then you're stuck with a Ford. That would be the comparison I'm using. You know, I have driven American cars. Some of them look nicer than some, but the driving experience is mostly terrible with American cars. I do not know why they cannot figure out how to make a decent American car. And I don't count Tesla. Tesla is a different thing. And I haven't driven a Tesla before. Hey, Peter. How's it going, Peter? We're just talking random chats right now. And so we have a lot of Periscopers jumping in. I'm happy. And we also join Clubhouse chat later. Right, Peter. I'm just pitching it, right? In about 1.5 hours in Clubhouse, we will have a room. We, as in a lot of us Periscopers or streamers, and we would love you to come in. The topic is a world without national borders. So, Louise Poppy, Dave in Osaka, Al Sensei in Hawaii, me, myself, Dr. D from LA, and there's also a few folks here. So it's going to be very interesting. It's going to be very interesting. And I hope more people can also join as listeners. If you don't want to speak, it's totally fine. But if you have an iPhone, download the app, search for any of these scopers that I mentioned or myself, and then come join the conversation in 1 hour and 29 minutes. It's the man, the legend, Peter. Hey, high five award. Thank you. I still have 5 invites on Clubhouse left. If anyone do not have an invite, I have 12 myself. So you can DM me on Twitter if you want to get an invite. All you have to do is give me your phone number that you're going to use to register in Clubhouse, because it is tied with your phone. And so if you don't have an invite, you want to be on Clubhouse, the conversation, uh, yeah, let me know. DM me on Twitter. My Twitter is John M. Ho. Well, that's really a cool topic. I can check it out. I won't have long time. It's okay, right? The great thing about being a listener is you can jump in, you can jump out, right? I would love to see these discussions on Habs. Peter, I think there's a possibility of just testing it out, with the multicast function, uh, like the marathon we guys had last week. We pick the same topic and we do it on Clubhouse and Habs, and we share the feedback of the experience itself. Uh, I think some people who are comfortable speaking in front of the camera, like myself, we don't have an issue with it. But like, for example, right now I'm stuck here in front of my desk. I cannot go anywhere. Like, it's even awkward for me to just go out and grab a glass of water. That's not a problem in Clubhouse, and that's how I like an audio-based only app to do conversations. But here, obviously, you can see my face, you can see my hand gestures, you can see what I'm wearing and all that. So I think the engagement is also a little bit more layered, and the engagement, the relationship is deeper when you can see and hear from the guy. We also have people from the West Coast, Dr. D. Yes, 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 Dr. D. I hope Dr. D is, she will come in. But yeah, I think the reason why it's going to be an interesting room to listen to is because the speakers are well traveled, like myself, and we can speak on behalf of our experiences. And this scenario of the world without borders, what does it mean for us? What does it mean to the world? What does it mean to the government? What does it mean? It's a broad topic, but I think people with different perspectives can talk about it. I really miss the chat function in Clubhouse. You mean you want a chat function in Clubhouse? But I think there's a reason why they don't want to put it in. It would be nice to listen and be able to leave to check mail and other things. Right, Paula, exactly. That's why my use time on Clubhouse is always going to be more than on Habs or Periscope, because I can multitask. I can drive and listen and speak. I can't drive and scope. It's dangerous. I can get killed, right? But I can't show you what I see, or I can't do a cooking show on Clubhouse, because how the hell do you tell people what you're cooking when you can't show them with a camera lens, right? Hello, Nora Sultan. But again, it's not fair to compare Clubhouse and Habs, because it's apple to oranges, right? And I think there's there's pros and cons for both of them, right? So I love both of them, 90% of Middle East folks prefer non-video interaction. My Twitter space gets so full it crashes after 30 minutes. Woo-hoo! That's interesting. Yes, and with Asians, right? People from Hong Kong or Japanese, right? We're not so into your face, that kind of people, and so for us to have a space that we don't have to show face, especially girls, right? Girls are very much prone for cyber harassment. And if you don't want to be harassed, but you have insights you want to share, then maybe live stream is not the thing. Maybe audio based app like Clubhouse is better. Cooking shows on Clubhouse would be pretty hard to follow. exactly. So Bobby, right? I want to talk to Bobby because she's a visual artist, and I think she kind of written off Clubhouse to begin with, but I also see her downloading the app and using it. But I would like to know how she would utilize it, and if she finds any value using Clubhouse in terms of community build up and all that, Not so into your face, new one. That's my Chinese English. Best thing about Clubhouse, you can't lose your face. Right. Get my point. Thank you for appreciating my choice of words. The Philippines is a Facebook nation, as Facebook gives them free data for their app only. That is something very interesting, Randy. We have service providers and internet providers in Thailand that will give free Facebook data usage. So they want to push people. I mean, the service carriers want to push people using Facebook, and it doesn't eat into their data plan because not everyone has an unlimited data plan. Hey, welcome back, Kevin. And so uh, in Thailand, most people use Facebook as a place to read news, to sell things, to post like family photos, and to just use it in a very, very broad sense. And so the Facebook you perceive from any country you are versus the Facebook that some other person perceives in Thailand or in Philippines is completely different. Like in Myanmar, right, Burma, uh, Facebook is equivalent to the internet. People don't go to Google or YouTube. People go to Facebook to do everything, like literally everything. You don't need a website, but you need a Facebook page. You don't post news on your blog. You post news on your Facebook account as a media company. And so the dynamics of Facebook, like when people tell me, oh, Facebook is obsolete, people don't use Facebook, it's not cool anymore, there's no people using it. That's not true. That's not true, right? But I understand how people would make these comments based on their own experience and based on the people they work with, they live with, right? But it's very different from country to country, from culture to culture, and so uh, I try not to make these comments myself. Like for example, Snapchat, right? I thought Snapchat was obsolete. I thought Snapchat is dying, and I think someone in the Habs team corrected me, telling me Snapchat has actually been stronger in terms of engagement and usage and all that. So I was wrong about Snapchat. I thought with IG stories, I thought with Twitter fleet, you know, like who would use Snapchat? But they have their own fan base. They have their own users that like Snapchat for being Snapchat, and it's not attached to Facebook. It's not attached to Instagram. And so Snapchat is still very strong. So just because I don't know anyone in my social circle using Snapchat doesn't mean it's irrelevant. I really suffered trying to help people join Habs in the Philippines as they could not afford the data. I would create a way to help them. Yeah, and live stream is also very, very challenging when it comes to the company building the platform and getting enough bandwidth and storage and finding stable servers. I'm not a tech guy, but I can only imagine the investment you have to put on the platform of building a live video streaming base platform for many, 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 many people to use is actually very expensive. So when Twitter announced that Periscope is shutting down, my guess is in the books of accounting, right? It wasn't a feasible tool to keep when it's not generating enough income and it's eating in so much of the resources of the company. So I was trying to think of a topic like, is something like Clubhouse, an audio-based social media app, a step back or a step forward in terms of um, the technological advancement or the progress of social media space and the internet social media space. Because if you talk about technology, right, it's definitely simpler and it's less demanding for the programmers to create, right? Because it's only audio. Like when you put video in anything, it's just eating up so much memory, and you need a faster bandwidth. You need so much more to just make it nice. And when you cut out that aspect of it, Hey, El Negro, wish you luck. Good luck. On I don't know what, but good luck. And so there's no technological advancement, but when you talk about people's engagement using these apps to build community, to have conversations, to communicate, and when so many people are using it, hmm, it's an interesting um, progression. I think. I think. So anyway, I think I've done a long enough stream because I want to save my breath for what's going to happen in Clubhouse in about 1 hour and 20 minutes. Now, if any of you need an invite because you're interested to join our conversation in Clubhouse, you can DM me and get an invite. Of course, you need an iPhone. Now, and I hope to be able to see your profile, or maybe you can jump in and have a conversation with us. And when I say us, there's a lot of people that will join the conversation, and so I look forward to hearing you guys. Okay, so anyway, thank you so much for the super hearts, the appreciation awards, and all that. I will see you another time on apps for sure, and maybe I'll see you guys again in Clubhouse. No, thank you, Randy. Thank you. All right, guys. Bye bye. Take care. Make sure you need coffee. Yes, thank you. Bye. Felix, DM me on Twitter, and I will get you an invite, and send me your phone number so I can add you on there. Okay? All right. Bye, guys. Peace.